Welcome back to Abs is Still.
All right. Adzo Steele here, reporting for duty. Duty. We are going to launch What Remains of Edith Finch today. And this game's pretty cinematic. It's a short one. It's only like 2, maybe 3 hours tops. Maybe like 2.5 hours, something like that. I'm going to kind of take a back seat on this one, commentary-wise, as it's pretty driven in narrative. So I'm going to have the game volume a little up. You guys should be able to still hear me when I need to speak and clarify and make potty jokes and toilet humor. So without further ado, I'll lend a little bit more as we go on. I hadn't played a game like this prior to playing it. I've played games that touch on some of the mechanics, and maybe I just missed a couple, but this was a very unique experience. I was really blown away when I played it first time around, and I thought it's really something that just moves the medium of certainly video games, but even storytelling forward. And I'm a sucker for a good story. Books and TV shows and games and comics and movies. Nothing like a good story. This one's quite good. Without further ado, let's get into it. Some type of barge.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
This is all narrated, so I don't have to do silly voices for y'all. Some of you are going to appreciate that, I'm sure. The true fans are going to miss it.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Cool, the house is in the distance. I love how the words come up on the screen.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
All the letters bounce. So amazing.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Which way do I go? I don't think this is the kind of game that has treasure. Pretty much gonna stay on the beaten path. I'm actually talking quiet, that's how much.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoofprints.
That's how much this atmosphere has already drawn me in. Like whispering. I've said this before, but these damn headphones crank immersion so much. I can't believe my entire life I've never played like this. Really makes a difference. back here.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Yeah, it's like a weirdo house. Like a Dr. Seuss or something.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Whoa. Cool. Like a magic house in the middle of the woods. Use this dang old key.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Ah, poopy.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Okay, how do we get in? This way. Shouldn't be much puzzles, shouldn't be much not knowing where to go. It's pretty linear and just mostly like an interactive story. Ooh, can we go through there? Yeah.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Oh yeah.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Fucking amazing attention to detail. These rooms feel very real.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Oh, the narrative pacing is perfect. Oh boy.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
I'm a fanboy out hard for this game.
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
I've been there.
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth. My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
What is this insanity?
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Oh, that's creepy. Okay. Don't need to be hanging on to bodies and burying them in fucking rooms of your house. Not very cool. No dice. Ooh, there it goes.
Great Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Bigfoot. A Bigfoot picture there in like a movie set, and then in the background there. Damn, that was cool. There's a potential key right there, but I want to look at a little more of this first floor first. I think it's pretty small.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
After it sank? Are we on the water? Did it fall into the... Cool. Okay.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Okay. Little bits of story everywhere. Good. A little scattered, but it'll zone in quickly. If I remember correctly. Okay, this place had a key.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Dang. Well, when I heard it was a basement, it kind of creeped me out a bit, so we'll save that for later. This place is way too mysterious to be just running into the basement quite yet. Seen enough fucking movies to know that.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
That's crazy. Maybe Mom needs some help.
Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Wow, they're all sealed.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
What the hell is that? That's very strange. Let's not ever make paintings like that, okay? Teach your kids not to recreate something that creepy. Tell everybody you know that's inappropriate. Bunch of weirdos in this place. Ooh, man, this is cool.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Ah. Uh-oh, there we go. Very nice.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Ooh, let's look around this room really quick. Cool as hell. Treasure. Buried treasure. Sunken treasure. Wow. Fucking cool as hell. Let's get in here. Let's get into the train car. I'm not ready yet. Retreat. 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 No. I was gonna look at more stuff.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door.
I figured it was gonna be somebody's room.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
That's amazing. Fantastic. It's like a Wes Anderson movie. Like the old real good ones like Royal Tenenbaums or something like that. Very, very Royal Tenenbaums feel.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
So, where's her sealed door? Here's the sealed door with the peephole. Room number 1. Standard little girl room.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. My Halloween candy was all gone. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Very gross.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
I kept eating and eating.
No, it's not good.
I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
What?
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up,
Whoa.
and suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the
Oh,
grass.
this is awesome.
Rabbits.
Rabbits. Get 'em.
imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit.
Snagged it.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Shark rolling. Get, wiggle. You can make him wiggle. Wiggle.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
It's hard to control the shark.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Yummy. Give me that seal. Uh-oh, blood in the water. Shark attack.
It grabbed on tight.
Yeah.
When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Look at this.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, and I moved real quiet.
Monster attack. Monsty.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. Passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
What?
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer.
Oh, it's Molly's room. It's her own room. Ooh.
all my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
All right. That's a creepier one there, huh? Whoa.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
All right, so the format of this is we get into these rooms and we're going to learn a little bit about each of these family members. And the way we do so is through some type of interactive narrative like we just went through. And there's many different styles and art styles and gameplay styles. And they're all just little short vignettes like that. Hope you like that. That's what this game, that's kind of a taste for what's to come, and I find it incredible. That was an extra strange one. They're all a little strange though. What I would think, if I'd wager to figure something out, was she ate a bunch of stuff and got poisoned and started hallucinating that.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
So that should unlock like a next way to go. She looks to be out at the window.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Cool. New room. Nice. Some VHSs.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
In 1937. At least this part of the house was built. I don't know about the whole house.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Family lore. Door.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse
Amazing.
behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Oh my.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Interesting.
Whatever's wrong with this family, It goes back a long ways.
Well, that was extremely, extremely short for his name. I don't think any of the other ones are that short by any means. At least there's a good, like, almost dozen interactive ones, I want to say, if I remember correctly.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Jockeys, frog, bunch of pills.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace. There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look.
Under the sink.
It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Cool.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Got like a little dark room back here for developing film.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Awesome. All right, boy room. Bunch of fun stuff. You got a soldier and a space boy.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
Command center, that's amazing. What a cool room.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Whoa, super cool. Yeah, it's like a shuttlecraft. Nice.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready!
Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Oh boy.
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
Yeah, do a 360.
I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
If I flew right off that cliff. Wow.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
General Warboy. Bunch of hunting and the guns. Fort Sam.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
That's where we came from. Can't go out the doors because they're sealed up by a psycho. This way. How do I do this? There we go. Man, they got the coolest contraptions in this place. Like a friggin' fun house.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
So, what's this here? That looks like it's a latch. Yeah, it looks like a latch back out to the main hall. And I think we can go into Barbara's room. Let's get a little preview.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Ooh, child stars. Almost always some type of craziness involving child stars. And what does it say? 44 to 16.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
The Curse of the Finches. Okay, I think... Can I go back in there? Or did I? Yeah. And then we can explore the next room. Let's check out a few more rooms before we conclude here. I'll probably do this game in 3 episodes. I think it'll be about, again, like 2.5 hours, maybe 2 hours, 15 minutes. If we do 3 40-minute episodes, that should cover it. And that's probably how I'll be able to break up my recording time over the next couple days here with work and whatnot. Child star.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Whoa. There's her sealed up door. My friend Bigfoot. Introducing Barbara Finch. Bill Bunton is Bigfoot. My friend Bigfoot. Whoa, my God. He is not a scary old monster. He is my friend. All right. Oh, cool. Oh, the playbills. Very cool, very cool. I like the Wicked one there. That's not Wicked, but looks like it. I'm sure there's a whole lot of shout-outs to playbills that I don't. Not familiar with because that's not my scene, man.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
I got some family members immersed in that scene, though, so I know more than the average person, I reckon. Although slightly. Alright. Oh, I think this one's cool.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack
Jack.
here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed.
Beastie Con.
Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency
Slipped
room.
into.
So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box.
Ooh.
The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
We're gonna go get that after this.
I'll be back in a sec.
Bet you the key's still there.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box,
Oh, this interacts.
and as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Interactive movie or comic book panels, horror movie style. I control this, amazing. And then we're gonna go get that key because that'll unlock the basement after we do this segment. Oh man.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Okay, I can hit. Cool. Oh, cool. Can I hit the balls? Nice.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman Killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Yeah.
Old Finch rattled and grew still.
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your
Oh my.
scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Oh man. Where's Walter's room? Oh, right here. Walter Finch.
Walter, right there.
Walter vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Oh
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was
no.
speechless. He was quite smashing.
Oh shit.
And he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Where was that again? Oh shit. Here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Oh boy. Oh, she's going real friggin' slow. Bet he's not gonna be there.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life.
Oh,
I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Oh.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
That's great. That one was friggin' awesome. Absolutely wild.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
All right. With that, I'm going to wrap it up. Great introduction. Think you got an idea how this game plays out. And we got like an hour and a half left. Again, it's a real quick one. I'm really enjoying it. Can't wait to play through some of the upcoming segments and get the entire story of the Finch family curse. Thanks for watching, folks. Like, comment if you like this game. Comment what has been your favorite that I played. What do you want to see me play in the future? You know, I'm kind of doing this organically and figuring out as we go. So let me know. Thanks for watching as always, and I will see you next time.